Today on MUFC Pulse, we'll dive into some incredibly intriguing news. Manchester United are gearing up for a modest squad reshuffle in the January transfer window. Who will be heading out and who might be coming in? Stay with us to discover more. Welcome to MUFC Pulse. Don't forget to subscribe and press the bell for more updates. New Antony transfer claims made as Man United moving toward January deal. Manchester United could be heading for a busy January transfer window if the latest rumors hold any truth. Speculation has surrounded Erik ten Hag's position as manager in recent weeks, and now it appears that the spotlight is turning towards potential player exits, with Antony's future at the club becoming a topic of debate. As the international break draws to a close, the Reds prepare to face Brentford in their next Premier League fixture, but it seems the transfer news is stealing the headlines. One of the most intriguing claims involves Brazilian winger Antony, who could be on his way out of Old Trafford come January. According to reports from Caught Offside, there is significant interest in the 24-year-old from both Newcastle United and Crystal Palace. The possibility of a move, whether a permanent transfer or a loan deal, seems to be on the table, with Manchester United reportedly open to parting ways with Antony if a suitable agreement can be reached. Adding to the mix, Antony's former club Ajax are also said to be keeping an eye on the situation. The Dutch side, who sold Antony to United for a hefty €100 million, around £83.5 million in 2022, may be looking to bring the winger back into their fold. Despite the initial excitement surrounding his arrival in Manchester, Antony's performances have been underwhelming, with only 12 goals in 86 appearances and limited game time this season. In fact, Antony has featured just twice in the Premier League this term. However, there was a slight glimmer of hope for the winger recently, as he was brought on as a substitute in United's clash against Aston Villa, while Ahmad was left on the bench. Whether this indicates Antony is working his way back into favor or simply a one-off tactical decision remains uncertain. As rumors of Antony's departure gather momentum, it raises questions about United's January transfer strategy. If the Brazilian were to leave, particularly in a swap deal or at a reduced price, it could signal a reshaping of the squad as Ten Hag looks to make adjustments for the second half of the season. Crystal Palace and Newcastle could present viable destinations, with both clubs potentially offering players in return as part of a swap deal arrangement. Should United manage to offload Antony and other potential outgoing players in the new year, there is concern that the squad may be left looking rather thin. With the Europa League format now expanded, adding to the fixture list, Ten Hag could find himself facing a challenging second half of the campaign with fewer options at his disposal. How United balance player exits with maintaining a competitive squad will be key to their hopes for the remainder of the season. All eyes will be on Manchester United in January to see how the Antony saga unfolds. Will he leave in a swap deal or for a reduced fee? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain: United's transfer business this winter could prove pivotal for the club's fortunes going forward. Manchester United eye Eberechi Eze as Crystal Palace stand firm on release clause. Manchester United are reportedly among several clubs showing interest in Crystal Palace's star player, Eberechi Eze, as they look ahead to next year's transfer window. Palace, while reluctant to part ways with their prized asset, appear resigned to losing him in 2025. However, they have made it clear that any deal will require the full payment of his £68 million release clause. The Red Devils are said to be undeterred by the hefty price tag, but according to Football Transfers, the pursuit of Eze may be out of reach unless United offload one or two of their more prominent players. The prospect of signing the dynamic Englishman, who can operate both as an attacking midfielder and winger, has raised the question of whether Bruno Fernandes or Marcus Rashford may need to make way. While Fernandes and Rashford have both been key figures at Old Trafford, neither has delivered consistently this season. Rashford, in particular, has struggled to recapture his best form, leaving speculation about his future. Despite this, it is understood that United are unlikely to part ways with Bruno Fernandes, making Rashford a more plausible candidate for departure should a major signing like Eze be on the cards. Crystal Palace, meanwhile, are standing firm. Reports indicate that the Eagles are not open to negotiating a lower fee for Eze and are insistent that his release clause must be met in full. Early suggestions of a potential swap deal involving Antony have also been dismissed, as Palace are reportedly not interested in the Brazilian winger. Rashford's inconsistency this season has only added fuel to the transfer speculation. Although he has shown flashes of brilliance, the 26-year-old has often struggled to make a lasting impact. Some have argued that his place in the starting 11 has been more a result of a lack of competition rather than his performances on the pitch. Should United decide to sell Rashford, it could create the financial and tactical space needed to bring in Eze. However, the question remains whether the England international would view Manchester United as the best destination for the next stage of his career, given the club's current lack of Premier League and Champions League contention. Competing with the likes of Arsenal, Chelsea, and Liverpool for Eze's signature will be no easy task for United. All three clubs are competing at the top of the table and offer Champions League football, which could make them more appealing options for the highly rated Palace forward. As the January transfer window approaches, United's ability to navigate these complex player movements will be key to their success in the market. Whether they can secure Eze or not, their moves in the coming months could have significant ramifications for their squad and future ambitions. Do you think Manchester United should seriously consider a swap deal involving Antony for Eberechi Eze, or would this be a step back for the team? Let us know your thoughts on how United can balance the squad and strengthen their attacking options. Manuel Ugarte struggles in new role as concerns over Manchester United's transfer policy grow. Manuel Ugarte has admitted his discomfort after being deployed as an emergency central defender during Uruguay's recent defeat to Peru, a performance that Erik ten Hag may want to take note of. The £51 million summer signing from Paris Saint-Germain has endured a tough start to his Manchester United career, with his struggles reflecting the wider difficulties at Old Trafford this season. Ugarte's transfer was drawn out until the final stages of the summer window, leaving him with little time to settle into a United side already lacking form. His shaky display in the 3-0 defeat against Tottenham didn't help matters, but a couple of draws against Porto and Aston Villa temporarily eased the pressure on Ten Hag. Hopes that Ugarte would find his feet during the international break were dashed earlier this week. Under Marcelo Bielsa's guidance, the 23-year-old was forced into an unfamiliar role as part of a three-man defense. Ugarte himself admitted that he struggled to adapt, acknowledging that he lacked key attributes required to perform as a defender. "It was not a good match," Ugarte told ESPN. "We didn't play well, and it was a shame because we believe we are much better. The dressing room was strong before the match, but little by little, we faded and didn't show much on the pitch. I felt okay with the ball, but as a defender, I was lacking certain things. These are the challenges that enrich a player, though." Ugarte's struggles have not gone unnoticed, with Dutch football legend Marco van Basten offering a stinging critique of United's decision to spend so heavily on the midfielder. Speaking on Ziggo Sports' Rondo show, Van Basten questioned whether Ugarte was worth the £51 million fee, suggesting the club had overpaid. "How do you even think about paying so much for that?
It's really bizarre," he said.
When it was pointed out that Van Basten may have only seen Ugarte play twice for United, the former Ajax and AC Milan striker doubled down on his assessment. "Even from those games, it's clear he's not worth a quarter of that amount," Van Basten remarked, adding that United's overall recruitment strategy has left much to be desired. Van Basten went on to criticize United's broader transfer dealings, noting that while clubs like Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Manchester City sign top-tier talent, United often end up with players of a lower caliber. Despite spending over £700 million in recent years, Van Basten argued, the club remains poorly organized, lacking the leadership or star power to make a meaningful impact on the pitch. As concerns grow over United's transfer policy, Ugarte's form will be closely monitored. Whether he can find his place at Old Trafford or become the latest in a string of high-profile disappointments remains to be seen. Hit that like button, subscribe, and let us know in the comment your opinion.